Alright, so we're back, and what we're gonna do now? Let's go to my quests. Let's do this one, the education of Bestia. Cineros has agreed to train Bestia in his ways. The old service has decided to interpret this in a slightly different way than Bestia probably had in mind. Okay. Go to the Senate.
Good, you're here. Let us begin. First, tell me what you thought about my question.
I could not find the answer. It is a difficult question.
Naturally. We can only speculate about the meaning of life. Let us frame it another way, then. What would you hope that the purpose of your life might be?
To crush your enemies.
And see them driven before you? And if you're a great warrior, won't you eventually vanquish all of your enemies? What happens then?
Without your enemies to vanquish, my life would not have a purpose anymore. I see your point.
Then perhaps that is not the point of your life. Perhaps there's something deeper, more fundamental to live for. To understand reasons, we must understand causes. We must know the root cause of all there is and all there will ever be, the stones of which the universe is made, or what we call the first principle.
The universe is made of stones?
Not literally. But just as a house is made of stones, everything is made of something.
If everything is made of something, where does it end?
Where it ends is the first principle. No one really knows what the first principle is, but thinking about it is the first step in finding one's purpose. Opinions are divided. Some say the first principle is water. Others say it's wind, fire, or earth. What do you think the first principle might be?
Water flows but in the cold of the night. I've seen it turning into ice.
Do not think of it as water itself. Anaximandros says the first principle is fluid and water-like. It is the indeterminate boundless. He calls it the realm of the infinite, which is in eternal motion. When things exist, they become finite. But when they cease to exist, they go back to the water of infinity.
We are like the basilisk. Our gaze makes things solid.
An interesting take on the tale of the basilisk. Indeed. Perhaps our actions turn our ideas into stone.
I have seen wind knocking down houses.
It is not about strength. Anaximenes believes the wind is the soul of the world, because it is the wind that makes us breathe and live. He also posits that all other elements are derived from air. Fire happens when wind blows too fast, yet water happens when the air is too slow.
Okay, he's talking about the breath that gives life to all.
Maybe, I don't think a rock has breath, though.
When mountains crack, fire comes out of the earth. Is it true? It is true.
It's more about the inherent movement of fire than the destructive force thereof. Heraclitus says fire is change, and as such, the only thing that is always the same. Everything changes. Nothing ever is. We are all in the process of becoming, and never stop. Change is the only common element in the world.
If fire is change, that doesn't mean everything is made of fire.
It doesn't, but it means fire is in everything.
Everything comes out of earth indeed.
Or maybe nothing comes out of anything. Parmenides said, nothing can ever be seen in the process of becoming. Things always just are. A process of change is just a trick of our senses. At any given moment, things are stationary.
Senses can be trained to become reliable.
If your senses are not reliable, how could you ever know?
Any one of those could be the answer.
And that is what Empedocles says. He believes any or all of those can be the answer. It depends on the situation or person. But I believe that to be a non-answer.
Can't all ideas be correct?
Right is defined by the existence of wrong. Right is the absence of wrong. If everything is right, then nothing is right, for nothing is wrong.
What do you believe the answer is?
Who knows? Thinking about the first principle is a way of thinking about the world. And only by knowing the world clearly can you know yourself.
And by knowing myself, I can know others?
He who knows himself and others can surely make better decisions. Only then you can trust your actions. Only then can you be a good man. Only then can you be free.
But I'm a free citizen now.
Are you, though? A man who is not allowed to do what he wants. Can such a man be truly free?
I want to find my sister, that I can't even look for her now.
Because you're free to look anywhere, but you do not know where to begin. Sometimes an abundance of freedom can be as restricting as the lack thereof. You may pursue your own happiness, but when it comes at the cost of someone else's, can you be called a good man?
In a world where everyone is selfish, what can a good man do?
A good man can sacrifice his own happiness for that of others. You can do that even if you're usually a bringer of pain. Happiness is the absence of misery. If you do not know how to make people happy, then you can try to eliminate misery. By doing that, you can be a good man.
Can he who's not happy bring happiness to others?
You can try. And the Bestia Tabat I know excels at overcoming difficult obstacles. It is your goal in life, Bestia. Just like your sister, you are partly stuck in the realm of ideas. You will not be complete until you find her, or find her not.
Our father sold us both, but her price was twice as high as mine.
You're a child, Bestia. No one will hold you to account for what you thought back then.
A virtuous man should always be responsible for his thoughts.
Never forget that actions always speak louder than thoughts or words. Who knows who Serwa your sister is now?
She had a peculiar birthmark on her cheek. Do you think we can find her?
Do you want me to be honest?
A virtuous man speaks truth.
What matters is not if you will find her, but what you will do if you find her.
Thank you, Magister.
You're welcome, Discipule. I can only ask the right questions. It is you who should find the answers.
Alright, so that's it. Next one. Go meet Case at the wine house. Okay, let's track this quest. Where did we go? Oh, here's a surgeon.
Under the weather? I will attend. Salve, Legate. Are you looking for medical supplies?
How do you know I'm a legatus?
The world may be large, but Rome is smaller than you'd think in some ways. People talk, and you are mildly famous. Tell me what you need, and I shall provide you with everything.
You heal wounds and injuries? Why are you not doing this on the battlefield?
Every healer I know dreams of going to war with the legions. But bones do not only break in battle. Life in Rome can sometimes be a battlefield.
You charge people denarii for healing in Rome. Isn't this immoral?
I do not charge for the act of healing. I charge for the items I use. My potions and bandages do not come cheap. It would have been fortuitous if the gods simply granted such materials. But healing is the art of mortal hands, and mortal hands need denarii.
What do you actually
I
sell?
have some linen I can spare. You could buy some if you want to make bandages. This bottle could also prove to be interesting for you. It's a concoction that works against the effects of many poisons.
A concoction that eases the symptoms of poison. Is poison a problem people commonly face in Rome?
The machinations of the senatorial class can occasionally turn very bitter indeed. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that.
And I'll buy some.
Good. You should make sure to consult a trained healer in mixing this, however. The wrong application could turn ugly.
Alright, give me some bandages too.
Of that, I have plenty. How many do you need?
Oh, looks like I can actually buy some bandages from this guy. Give me 6.
Let us hope you'll never have need of them.
Oh, it's linen, okay.
It is good the Smith Sextus has returned from the war. I've missed his work greatly.
He's working on new laws.
Is your back giving you trouble?
I've been asked
My
to
wife
see
is a trained masseuse.
Okay.
Clean linen for bandages, fresh.
But there's a
medicinal
lot
herbs.
going on. Oh, there you are.
You came.
A most accurate statement of fact.
If I say dumb things, blame the wine. But I really didn't expect you to appear here, of all places.
I have a knack for appearing unannounced and unexpected.
That you do indeed, and thank the twice-born god. Woman, bring us a fresh jug. My friend is still sober, and that's simply not acceptable. Now, what are we drinking to?
To the beautiful women of Rome.
Rome is fine. Women, though, bring nothing but trouble. Fortunately, trouble is what I like. That hit the spot. Another one?
My cup is empty, and I find that question insulting.
I apologize. I shall never insult you again. Another! Keep it pouring! And then I said, well, what can you say in that situation? Obviously, I asked, is that really a goat? Or a sorry excuse for a tent pole?
What else? That's really funny.
It was. I still can't help but laugh. You know what people say in Africa? Wine makes the soul come out of you. You're all right, my friend. You're all right.
Thank you. You're not so bad
I'm
yourself.
glad you came. Friendships that develop in war don't always stand the test of peacetime.
You've been to many lands, haven't you?
More than I could count. I've walked on so many different kinds of soil, seen so many faces, and broken so many hearts.
This wine is really good.
Marcellus Vipsenius is the best. Some say he's working on the recipes of the legendary Margot himself. Others say he smuggles his wine from Carthage.
Ever thought of settling down?
An amusing notion. Should I also get a wife and make a few little brats of my own?
A couple of tiny copies of you running around sounds fine to me.
Not me. I'm an adventurer at heart, and an adventurer never rests. Sure, life is full of pain and misery, but it's also full of beauty and wonder. You should endure the former and live for the latter. There's so much to experience still. To people like us, settling down is like death. Something you don't long for, nor expect.
Another jug, Domini.
That will be all, Soa.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you, Domina. May we perhaps retreat to a private chamber?
Seems like your handsome visage keep attracting women.
I know. It's a blessing and a curse. Out with it, woman. What do you want?
I think I am with child.
Remain silent.
You are the father of my child. Future child. Don't you remember me, Aquilinos?
What?
Is this true?
I don't know. I've never seen this woman in my life.
You told me you would not remember me. Afterwards. And I respected that in a way, but now I need your help. Marcellus Vipsanius doesn't like his girls giving birth. He's a cruel man. I remember how kind you were to me. My child deserves better. Our child. Even if you don't want to have anything to do with me, I want our child safe and away from this shithole. Will you save me?
We could purchase her if you want.
Indeed. Perhaps we should inform the Kensos.
Quit bothering the guests, look here. These jugs will not deliver themselves.
Help me, please.
Quickly, Thawa.
The night has taken an unusual turn. I apologize.
Do you really not remember her?
I don't. But I do tend to forget some things when I'm drunk. Still, I find it hard to believe I'd forget the mother of my own child.
Do you think she was telling the truth?
Maybe. Well, not entirely. Times like these, I wish Calida were here. That woman has a knack for spotting a lie.
I don't think you should get involved.
Probably not. But what if it really is my child?
What will you do?
I don't know what to make of any of this. I'll have to think.
Oh, let me know if I can help.
Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. You go. I suddenly have much to think about.
Okay. Hopefully my guys level up again. We're gonna just level her up over to, I don't know. Yeah, let's do battering ram. Warcry sounds like a good skill for next.
His own brother killed him. He admitted it in front of the Senate.
That's outrageous. And he was a senator too. What kind of man kills a member of his own family?
Personally, I think it was brave. These patricians always put their family ahead of the people they're supposed to serve. They're corrupt, the lot of them.
I guess it is refreshing to see a man who would give up so much in the fight against corruption.
It's the afternoon now. Let's head over to this market. Now, what is going on here?
A fine reward is offered for the return of a horse stolen from the stables of Proculus Sinicius Hilario. I have the best wine in Rome.
Fine wine from the beautiful hills of Latium.
Okay, so this is the wine market.
Away! What brings you to the land of wine today? If wine is what you seek, you have come to the right place. My wine is much better than those of Marcellus Vipsanius.
The land of
That's
wine?
what I call it. This area of the market belongs to the Collegium Venariorum. We are an association of all the wine merchants in Rome.
I'm aware my family has done business with you.
Oh, indeed. I recognize you now. Welcome to my stall, then. Are you looking to sell?
What's so special about Marcellus Vipsanius?
Prioritizes customer satisfaction at the cost of morality and the law. He lies, cheats, and threatens. In the end, he acquires the best vintages.
Do y'all produce wine?
Some of us do, but many of us purchase wine from vineyards and sell it here at the market.
I have some wine in need of a buyer. Perhaps you're interested in making a good deal?
I would be very interested. But the rules state that I have to call the other merchants for a tasting. We each must have an equal opportunity.
Okay, gather around and get ready for the best tasting of your life.
Exciting! This is brilliant. Exquisite. The best wine I have tasted this year. You know, your father and my father used to trade, but I do not believe they ever achieved this level of excellence.
I do not know, Quintus. It does have a harsh finish.
I would call it nutty. Some really good wine, though. I could sell this for years. Dominic, would you consider a 5-year deal? I'm willing to buy a 5th of your stock this year, and another 5th next year, and so on. For each batch, I would offer you 1,000 denarii.
I won't risk that. Tastes change, and demands change with them. I'll pay you 3,500 denarii. Sure, it is less than you'd get from Claudius over 5 years, but I want all of this wine now.
I agree, it is a good wine. I will buy all of your stock right now, and I'll pay 4,000 denarii, more than Quintus is willing to part with. Half now, and half when I take delivery.
Okay. Well, why should I sub your offer, Quintus?
I am an honest trader, Legate. My father used to deal with your father before either of us was born. I will sell your wine to the best clients and pay for all of it up front.
Cordius, tell me why I should sub payment and installations.
The deal favors us both. I pay less now, and you have greater profits in the long term.
Your offer is generous, Vipsanius, but will you honor it?
It's good money. More than what Quintus pays, and you'll get paid as soon as I take delivery. In exchange, your wine will be sold at the best tavern in Rome. It's an offer you cannot refuse.
Alright, I have reached my decision.
I'm sure you've made the right choice, and that you know what's good for you.
Okay, your offer makes sense, Cordius, but consider that as the remaining stock of this vintage dwindles, demand will soon exceed supply, driving the price up. I must also factor in the cost of me storing the wine.
Your business acumen is impressive. I agree to your terms and revise the offer. I shall pay you 6,000 denarii over the next 5 years.
Preposterous. You can't make a deal with these fools. Mark my words, you will regret this. I give you one last chance to change your mind.
I don't like your tone. Now get on my side before I lose my temper.
You have missed out on a great business venture.
I will make the arrangements at once. You will receive the first installment soon.
Okay, so that was done.
This is the place. This is where my statue will be erected.
Well chosen, Domine.
We'll have to get rid of this hideous pavilion, of course.
Of course, Domine.
And that column. My statue will have to be taller than the column.
Why not just have the column destroyed, Domine?
Brilliant idea. Write that down.
Oh. At once, Domine.
Alright, let's head out now.
It was the most unbelievable and bold political maneuver I've ever witnessed.
I still don't
Octavius
understand.
Pontidius
Kill
Crito,
one's family is
Vibius
the worst
Plancius
act
Macer,
imaginable.
and
It is
Manius
complicated
Osturius
to defend his
Gratos.
family, even against the law.
Yet, he seems to have turned it to an advantage. The people praise his selfless devotion to our law and justice and to our republic.
It makes no sense at all.
Let's head back to the villa.
How is it?
Oh, something here. What's here, actually? Is there anyone I can talk to here? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, there's Cineros.
Domine.
How are you dealing with Bestia? Is he a good student?
It's certainly a different experience compared to teaching you and your sister. To a casual observer, Tabat could seem slow, intractable, or, dare I say, stupid.
I don't believe he's stupid. He just has a very shallow worldview.
Not even that. There is depth to his perception of the world and his own place in it. He just doesn't know how to communicate it. Nor does he see the value in trying. Yet he is hungry for knowledge. And once the food is supplied, he digests mercilessly and thoroughly. I have found Bestia Tabat to be infinitely malleable. We're lucky to have him on our side.
How are we doing
We're
financially?
doing very well, actually. Given enough time and persistence, we can rely on the wine business solely. In fact, we owe our success in the political arena partly to our excellent vineyards.
Okay, great.
Domina Claudiana has been so worried for you.
Did you prepare the study for the Dominus?
Do you need me?
We took care of it this morning. Everything is ready.
Domine?
Do you need me?
Okay, what's on this side? Looks like this bedrooms. Okay.
Is everything well, dear?
Our standing is much improved thanks to my achievements in Greece. It's time to begin restoring the villa and expanding our business.
They told me Lucullus is your patronus now. That means our family reputation will be restored.
That and more.
Lucius, Louiana. It's so good to see you again, Mother. And brother, you're back.
Isn't that a beautiful sight?
It is.
You are the patriarch of this family now. The well-being of it is your primary concern. The villa is yours. All of your rights are restored. Congratulations.
I don't know how we can ever repay you, Lucius.
There's no need to repay anything. You of all people should know that, Claudiana. This was not a transaction.
Still, I'll find a way to repay you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Is that it? But what if
Don't
they...
worry, Claudiana. No one can harm your family as long as I am alive. Everything will be fine.
Oh, I got to spend 6,000 denarii. That's good. So 5 years pass. Time skip.
Good morning, dear. Have you slept well?
As usual, I slept like an infant. In my dream, I was swimming in a cool river. A pack of house cats seems to be standing guard.
Cats standing guard. Against whom? Will they stop the northern barbarians by their sheer fluffiness?
I heard in the east people think that cats guard the gates of the underworld.
Maybe the gods are trying to tell me I need to be careful.
It is always wise to be careful.
There is a thing. He asked to see you, Lorco. He says he has a business proposition.
Lurko, what possible business could I have with that murderous bastard?
It might still be a good idea to figure out what he's up to. Do be careful, though.
Well, I guess we'll have to improvise.
Whatever you do, be careful. Is everything well?
Okay, so
Have you
now
washed
I'm not gonna.
Liliana's bed sheets yet?
It's the next item on my list. Why do you ask?
The blankets from the triclinium need washing too. Maybe you can do them at the same time.
Sure. I'll pick them up before I start.
Okay.
Good night.
Let's see. Anything I can here? Not really. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to end it for today, and then we're going to come back next time.